Good evening. This is Josh Castle, the Dungeon Master. Welcome to our game as we adventure into the land of Mallarend, or the normal races of D&D if not tread for generations. A place of mysterious origin, inhabited by a beast folk, who are as varied and numerous as the animals they resemble. This story is about a group of these people. We join them as they find their path in the chaos of war, as predators collide for survival and conquest. Will our heroes become another meal, or casualties of war, or will they answer the call of the Beastlands? Remember to follow us on social media and Discord, as well as YouTube. Like and subscribe. Thank you.
As you enter, the sound is somewhat overpowering, almost as if you walked into a concert hall. There's murmuring and laughter and screams and bursts of fire all going off at the same time. You see below you there is a spectacle playing out. As the first thing that you notice is the ring in the middle. There is a giant covered in spikes and bleeding from different wounds inflicted by his own armor that is currently wrestling an oversized tiger.
I want to climb up on the nose above the entrance.
You're very muffled.
Yeah, I can't quite make out what you're saying there.
Who put the muffle over Ascites?
I want to climb up the on top of the
Still
clown's
muffled.
nose at the entrance.
No muffle.
You got headphones
Wait,
on?
do you have sound coming out of your whatever you're going to Discord through?
Okay, I want to climb on the clown's nose above the door.
There we go. That's a lot
There
better.
we go.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead and... You have a climb speed?
Do I have a what?
Climb speed. Which means, like,
Yeah,
you
my
would come
second
with...
story work. I can climbing doesn't cost any extra movement.
Oh, yes, that's right, you're an athlete. So, yeah, you go climb on up on the clown's nose. Feel free to move your piece.
Nope, I have not
this-
hurt.
The next thing above the spectacle of the giant wrestling the tiger is a pair of high wire acrobats that are cartwheeling back and forth across it looks to be spiked tight wire. On the stages to the left of your screen, there are 3 separate fire eaters who are doing a dance with the fire poles and breathing fire intermittently. There are these little white things by them are people who are rolling around on the top of large balls that are multicolored, and they seem to be doing different acrobatic tricks on the back of them. In the middle right are a quad of knife throwers that are juggling in an advanced and seemingly chaotic pattern, juggling back and forth just walls of daggers. What the hell are you? Okay, on the left and the right are a couple more of the giants that seem to be standing at attention, and on top of this cage, which is filled with different beasts and horrors, there is a jester clown that has a megaphone. He seems to be announcing and mocking and just, being a fool. Placed along the stairs are various lightly armored, thuggish-looking clowns that just seem to be holding back the crowd. As you take this all in, you hear a loud bang and a puff of smoke as a person is flung 100 feet into the air to land directly in the pile of straw over here. However, he misses by centimeters and splats against the ground to the crowd cheering. So far, it appears as though it is business as usual for this strange dark. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to look
guys?
for a source of the sound from the music.
It is eerie that there is no instruments or band playing. yet you can feel that the source of the music seems to be coming from the thin air around you.
Is there somebody who looks different from all the rest of the clowns and performers?
Well, all of them look very unique, like they choose to dress in a certain way to stand out. But go ahead and give me a perception check. That's deception.
Pretty roll-
Perception?
You rolled that a while ago.
Yeah, perception.
Why did you roll that deception, by the way? Because you rolled that a while ago.
To tell, wow. To tell Les that I was okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want
Well,
to see
well,
what their feelings.
While secretly crying on the inside.
Yes.
Spectacular failure. And your perception is also a spectacular failure.
Yeah.
The clowns all seem very unique, and each of them commands their own aura of, I don't know, there seems to be something potent about the aura in the area, and all the flames and the activity and the bright colors is really throwing off your intuition as to a ringleader.
Can I shoot one of the balls for the acrobats?
No, Doodle!
Why?
Don't do it.
I want to see a freestyle fall.
Not yet.
Oh, fine.
Let's look around a little bit before we decide to do anything drastic.
I tried. I didn't see anything. I'll try harder.
Alright, I take a look to see if I notice anything different.
My computer is being really wanky.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. 13.
13 perception. Yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, the areas of the tent that aren't covered in shadow are extremely active, and you're having trouble picking out anything in particular as far as someone standing out among the clowns. They all stand out.
Can I shout over the music?
You what?
Can I shout over the music?
It's more than the music. It's also the crowd that you're trying to shout through. However, you could try and get someone's attention. What are you trying to do?
I wanted to create a distraction.
For what?
Oh.
We don't have a plan.
You may have a hard time creating a distraction in this scene. However, yeah, I mean, you're free to do anything, but you may want to confer with your team.
How far is it that he's up on? Like, how far is it to that clown's nose? Like, how high in the air is it, essentially?
Oh, let's see, it's probably about 25 feet up.
I can jump 22.5, so I'm just gonna jump up to that ledge of the lip and climb up there with him and look around and see if I can tell if there's a special entity where the music might be originating or anything like that. It's basically like everybody else, just seeing if there's
Just
something
seeing what you can see.
that's in particularly weird looking.
Okay.
Perception.
And I'll do a perception check too.
Yeah, it's perception. What did you say, Asaitis?
I'll do a perception check too.
12.
Well, I got to lose.
Wow.
The scene seems to be pretty distracting so far, but go ahead and give me your perception.
That's pretty good.
Yours is
Wow.
pretty dang good. Okay, so several things do stand out to you, Asaitis. The large humanoids don't seem to be of any breed that you've ever seen in your life. All of the clowns don't seem to be beast folk at all, but you can't really tell because they're covered in paint. You think that there is definitely some otherworldly business going on here. And it does appear as though a few of the clowns that are running around with their megaphones and enticing the crowd seem to be having an effect on them. However, you can't quite identify a ringleader yet.
Wait a
Would
minute.
you guys like to watch the show for a minute?
How many have megaphones?
2 of them right now. Wait, 3 of them right now.
The one down by the ring, the one on top of the cage, and where's the third one?
Sorry, 4 right now. Okay, 2 of them happen to be on those rolling balls doing acrobat
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Okay.
They're the
I
ones
see
that look
them.
different.
Yeah. Okay.
The one that seems to be loudest right now, maybe in charge of hyping up the crowd, seems to be the one on the corner of this cage up here. One thing that I may have neglected to mention is as you step through this clown face, you can definitely feel a transition. Your ears pop as if you changed elevation. And the inside of the tent is much larger than the outside of the tent.
I'd like to attack the eyes of the clown,
Okay.
just to see if it reacts any differently than the exterior of the building.
Give me an attack.
I'd like to find a spot and observe the show for a bit. But be ready to jump in case anything happens to anybody. If the clowns
Yep.
start to approach and attack.
Attack's not good enough. It's 10. 7 slashing.
Yeah, it leaves a scratch along the paint of it, but you gather that it's some sort of hardened wood.
Dirk,
Yeah?
something seems off. Kinda like that time you remember when we went through this forest?
Yeah?
You remember how we were diverted? I think we should split on opposing sides.
So you get the east, I get the west, huh?
Yeah, and remember the key phrase. Want a monkey.
Choose the doodle. Got it.
I go to the, I try to go towards as far west as I possibly can.
Go towards what?
Let's see. So I'm gonna go right here, if it'll work.
I didn't.
Make sure you have it on the clicker, not the painter
Rar.
thing.
It's not deep in where I want it. It's like way down there now. Okay.
You're next to the clown nose.
Well, I mean, I was gonna move over here to the far end here of the pews, or the behind the pews, or
Not
whatever.
allowing you to click on your thing.
Well, I mean, it is, but it's pointing a lot further down to where I want it. Where that one giant is.
On the far left or the right?
The left.
So like down here?
Yeah, like is that the highest, bro?
Is that the what?
Highest point of that?
The highest point is actually at the top by the clown nose. It slopes down from there.
Oh, it slopes down. Okay.
Well, maybe
Not-
we should stay behind the back
Yeah.
row then, and just kind of keep an eye open.
Yeah.
Dirk, you cannot quite make out full details from your position. You kind of have to get behind these velvet tops. Wait, what are these? I'm the DM, I know everything. No,
They look
okay,
like
those seem to
padded
be
seats.
cushions. Yeah, padded seats. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can see from there.
Okay.
Can I try to look really hard again?
Listen, I'm not in the habit of allowing re-rolls until you win on these things. They're skill checks. So if you want to wait around and see where the show goes, more information may become available to you.
Fine. I start whittling an arrow.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It was a nat 1. Anyway, it seems that the ringleader just isn't here quite yet. It's some sort of a pre-show, and more people are filing in and finding their places, and the crowd thickens and thickens, and there's mixed emotions just running rampant inside here. These strange creatures that are dancing and flirting with death continue their antics, and more circus shenanigans goes on. Hot coals are walked on. Acrobatics without any catching nets, dripping blood as all the chains that they're walking on are in fact spiked. The giants that are in the ring don't seem to be showing much of any emotion there. Their faces are covered up with spiked masks. And the wrestling match with the tiger ends with a bloody loss for the tiger, as he is draped over the side of that ring with a broken neck. The knife jugglers go frantically faster and faster until one of them takes a dagger to the eye, and the rest of them take a bow, as if it was some sort of competition that the fourth one lost. The lampooners seem to be directing the crowd's emotional and telling jokes and stories, and most notably they seem to be on the topic of the Bear King, which they do not seem to be a fan of. They fermenting some sort of discontent in that area. The show continues on a little bit more, and a man in a purple velvet coat with a long flowing cape comes strutting out and says, "Welcome to the glorious interdimensional carnival, brought to you by Clan Raptors. My name is Velvet McCree, and I will be your host this evening. Now, to begin, I'm going to need a number of volunteers from the crowd. Anyone? Anyone? You'll get to defend your very nature. It's united the mouse." And at this point, several armed bearfoot step out of the crowd and usher down by some of the guards, and they seem to be quite aggressive, shoving off some of the clowns, and they approach the ring. They seem to be having a conversation down there, and the bear folk are brandishing their weapons and acting threatening. And the ringmaster just seems nonplussed as a robe-covered one walks back towards the area. The bear folk enter the ring, and there's an effect that takes place that takes all of them by surprise. You can see a look of shock, horror over their faces as an iron tongue sprouts on their brow, each and every one, and they start fighting each other. Several of the crowd are throwing in extra weapons. One of the fire spitters blows out a cone of fire above them, and it's quite cinematic in a bloodthirsty way. Seems to be a arena combat being added to the day show. Less than a minute in, there's only one survivor, and he seems to be fairly wounded. And Velvet goes up and he says, "Congratulations, winner! You have won the honor of fighting for your freedom. Bring in our beast." And one of the animal tamers by the cage opens up this huge iron door, and out of the inky blackness of it, because none of you were able to walks this stick-headed hydra with an immense ferocity, and they start prodding it towards the cage as its head swivel and it gobbles up one of the knife thrower and runs away. This lone surviving bear folk flumps his shoulders for a moment before bracing himself for valorous combat.
I want to shoot the announcer.
Velvet? All right.
The ringmaster, who said congratulations.
Oh yeah, of course. So
go
ahead and give me an attack.
Is he on the screen?
Okay.
He's like 2 spaces above the chain going towards the clown.
110 feet away.
You see this guy in there.
No, is that him right there?
No, it's not. That's the bear folk.
Oh, what's this?
That's a hydra, and behind him, over by this giant, is essentially our guy.
So at about 155.
Yeah, which I believe is at disadvantage for the short bow.
But I've got elevation.
Yes, which certainly means you don't have to fire, but the range.
Yeah, you're outside of the range for the short bow, so it gives you a disadvantage.
All right, so yeah, Cites, the max range on that is 320. You can make your shot with disadvantage. I haven't been doing the high ground advantage rule because otherwise I'd get advantage on you guys a lot. The late game, mostly. But,
Okay, so roll with disadvantage.
I mean, it is going to be a 17, 11 to sneak attack because he was unaware of you. 10 piercing. Do you have 2 attacks?
No, I hit the button twice.
22 points of damage, or 21 points. An arrow zips out of the crowd and slams into the chest of Velvet. And he stumbles back and looks up at you with a red face full of rage. And says, "You dare interfere with the Rakdos Carnival?"
Yep.
Hold on a second. And he rips the arrow out of his chest and he looks up at you and he says, "Fine. You want to be a part of the show? Come on down." And he waves his cloak and he moves behind this stage right here. And several of the thugs start moving up, including one of the clowns joining them. Anyone else want to chip in on this, or just wait as things unfold?
I'll start heading down with the Cites.
Well, Cites is still on the...
Oh, I thought he was going to come down and join.
No, I'm doing it.
I really wanted to see what was going to happen.
You're about to find out.
Wait, did you jump down to Cites, or are you still on the nose?
Yeah, I was going to jump down.
Okay. So you land into the crowd, and you're one of the shorter people in the area. You quickly lose eyesight of the creatures that are coming in your direction.
Are these
fact,
seats? Are those red things seats?
Yeah, you could choose to try and hide. You can easily lose them in the crowd, you feel.
Yeah, I'm going to sneak around the left side.
Okay, give me a stealth check. Okay, cool. So these guys start moving up, and they're looking through the crowd for you. And the rest of you, besides Jerk likely, has a pretty good view of what's going on. So yeah, you're still on the nose, and you can see a couple of them pointing up at you. Lesk, you haven't really been spotted so much yet. You're kind of in the middle of the crowd. And Dirtle, you are way off to the side. You haven't been spotted yet either.
I just crouch.
All right, so the crowd gives out an enormous roar as the Hydra tears the bear folk limb from limb. One of the heads, which had taken a heavy blow, lies limp, where most of the Hydra seems completely intact. The circus workers start coming up to the bottom of these cushions, and the clown steps forward and he points up at you, Todier.
Are you sure? Because I gain
What?
I gain stealth if I'm not moving.
Are you trying to hide up there? 'Cause you didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm just the fact that I'm standing still. I thought that might. You gain advantage. Yeah, it is just on stealth checks. So I didn't. Yeah.
If
you're right.
the arrow hadn't have come from up there, they wouldn't even be looking at you. Fair.
Yeah. Fair enough. I thought it was just on stealth, but it's just stealth checks.
Yeah. You actually still have to be trying to hide to activate your camouflage feature. Anyway, just a second as I pull up the correct bell I'm looking at here. Yeah, the clown points up at you and he says a phrase and gesture, and go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Sorry, the printer started and I got distracted for a second. Just for a second there. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That was a wisdom save?
Yeah.
17.
That's pretty good. He attempts to cast a spell on you, but your mind resists it with the mental conditioning you've gone through. He looks a little frustrated and goes to try something else. While the thugs start...
Do I see this clown trying to cast a spell?
Well, unfortunately, you're really short, and you're in the very front of the crowd. You're one of the only ones that doesn't have a good line.
Okay, so I have nothing. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you left your friends behind, and you've been watching the show. You did see the arrow slam into them, but I haven't heard from you since as to anything.
I'm just watching the crowd in particular, seeing if the other clowns start attacking. If so, then I'll start attacking the clowns. Because at this point, Dirk's not really able to really see anything. Or at least I don't think there's a high vantage point I could probably get onto nearby.
Not really, except for these large brazier pillars. They're about 10 feet tall, and the fire's spouting up. I'm not sure how helpful that would be to you. There's not really where to stand on them, per se.
Yeah, I'll just kind of maintain my position, I guess, till I hear something from Dirtle or something.
All right. You hear a great sigh come from this giant as it motionlessly stares into the crowd.
I scream to the giant, "Are you okay?" I cut out.
I know what you said.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I heard you that second time anyway. He doesn't give you any direct response. Let's see, these thuggish clowns start moving up under the nose to attempt to, surround under Todier, and they're looking around for ascites. Let me see what they get for perception. Yeah, they don't seem to be noticing ascites in the crowd. He's just ducking behind different people and keeping an eye so far. The clown is going to try casting another spell on me. Give me another wisdom saving throw, Todia. Unless you would like to try something else.
Wait, are you giving me freedom to move? Because that's what I've been waiting to do.
Oh, yeah. Before he gets to try again, you get to react in some way.
Oh yeah, I wanted to jump over here, to behind these bleachers, essentially.
You mean behind those seats? They're just big cushions.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, back behind those.
Okay, that's easy enough for you.
And then, yeah, I can jump my movement speed, so I can jump all the way 45 feet. And then I'm gonna start stealthing around, trying to make my way. But, question, since I was up on the thing, I saw where everybody was going, right? Like, I know where Ascites and Dirk and Dirtle and everybody are.
You did see Dirk and Dirtle. Ascites is pretty stealthy. You give me a perception check to see if you know about him.
I'm just realizing that they're, literally right on top of Ascites, and they still haven't noticed him.
Yeah, he's just on the other side of a couple patrons. He's small, stealthy.
That was perception?
Yeah. You can't see him. He is too well stealthed.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be stealthing my way to the left around the outside over the next several movement phases.
Okay. Lesk, you see this crowd come up of, painted-faced, strong-looking individuals carrying maces, and the clown seemed to be yelling up at Todier before he leaped off. You're right there, and they haven't really taken notice of you because you're just another face in the crowd. Would you like to do anything?
Are they about to find Ascites?
Yeah. You that.
You don't. You saw him slip off.
Well, last I saw him, he jumped up onto the nose, so I guess they're going there, right? They're going to try and go to where the arrow was shot from? Or are they just searching the crowd at this point?
I mean, they did go up to where the arrow was shot from, but they also...
Right, okay.
Yeah. You guys hear me?
Yes.
What, did you hear that phrase that I just said?
Not that.
No, not that.
I was just saying that
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you saw Cites jump off of the nose before he disappeared into the crowd.
I am going to wait. However, if they attack anyone, then what I will do is cast blindness and deafness on the person who attempts to attack. So I'm waiting for them to start an attack, basically, and I want to blind them immediately.
Okay. Well, right now they seem to be fanning out.
I would like for them to get more spread out.
Well, two of them are going off to the left, and two of them are going off to the right. And currently, the show is continuing.
If only we had something we could signal to everybody else.
This lampooner right here is just looking around.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
So I get up and pull my bow and point it at these guys.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fire the crossbow at them.
All right.
And while I'm pulling it, I just scream to the top of my lungs, "Monkey Wangle! Monkey Wangle!"
All right. Give me your surprise round.
Do I roll with advantage or no?
No, they didn't know you were there, but they seem to be prepared for combat, so they're not taken completely off guard. That's a hit.
Does Dirk hear that?
So you're all the way on the other side. Loud crowd.
Can I make a roll for the loudness?
Maybe a performance?
Have you ever heard that song that almost sounds like they're saying Dalai Lama, but it's in a cycle, so it's like but it's the same word. I'm doing that with monkey wangle, monkey wangle, monkey wangle, monkey wangle, but it's really high pitched and it almost sounds like a scream.
Yeah, I imagine you could be pretty loud. Give me a perception check, Dirk.
Okay. 15.
So the way that I'm envisioning this crowd is you really shouldn't be able to hear someone talking that is less than 10 feet away from you, 15 feet, unless they're magically in here. You're screaming, obviously that makes a difference, but currently you are quite far. You're 210 feet away. With that perception of 15, I'm going to say you don't hear the sound.
I'm sorry, you said no, we don't hear that.
What, do I know where Dirk is?
That's the shitty thing about being small in a crowd is you can't really be seen from distance, so no. Not unless he does something to pop out in the crowd, like jump on someone's head or something.
I shoot an Eldritch Blast straight up to the ceiling.
You can Eldritch Blast?
Oh wait, hold on. I think I'm thinking of another game. Sorry.
You combining the personality of two different characters?
Sorry. That really just messed with me.
The postman is on drugs. The postman's on drugs.
All right, hey, we're going to take a break.
Follow us on all major social media, Discord, Twitch, and as always, thank you for joining us.